Just as the prophet said that the whole thing would begin to appear by June the 15th, from the 15th of June onwards, news of consecutive natural disasters dominated the headlines. Among them were flash floods across southeastern France, turning city streets into meter-high brown rivers that swept away cars, trees, and parts of houses. At least 1,000 people had to leave their homes and spend the night in schools or other temporary shelters, and some 175,000 houses were estimated to have been left without electricity. It was named France's worst flood since 1827.
Deadly flash floods in southeastern France, and 15 people are dead, and rescue workers raced to save hundreds of people trapped in their cars and on rooftops overnight. Mari Ramos joins us now from the International Weather Centre with more on this. And Mari, just astounding pictures coming out of France.
Really amazing stuff. What we're the kinds of things that we're starting to see across this area, and the rescues are ongoing. I want to show you a series of images that I have here for you. This from Draguignan. Now, Rosemary, really scary stuff. Look at all of these cars piled up one on top of the other. This area had over 200 millimeters of rain. Most of that fell in just a matter of hours. Here is a campground in Lemieux, and what kind of reminds me of the images that we saw after that deadly flash flooding here in Arkansas in the U.S. just about a week ago. Flash flooding can happen anywhere in the world. It is more common, of course, in areas that are low-lying, if you live near mountains, any kind of elevation. And of course, it's going to happen when you have very heavy rain that falls very, very quickly. Here you see some pictures right over here from the fire department even was affected by this. And a vehicle is really one of the most dangerous places that you can be when it comes to flooding. Here you see a woman standing there on the side of her home.
I want to go to Jim Bitterman now in Paris for the latest on the flash flooding across France. And Jim, I think most of us have been shocked by the pictures that we have seen coming out of France, as well as the French being shocked too, no doubt.
Absolutely, Rosemary. In fact, I think it caught everybody by surprise. In some areas of the southwest of France, especially around the town of Draguignan, more than a foot of water fell in just a few hours' time. And that town of Draguignan, which sits down in a valley with mountains around, was kind of a funnel for a lot of that water. At some points, the level of the water rose 6 feet above normal levels. So a lot of water standing around, and people were trapped. They were trapped in their cars. They were trapped in their houses. The rescue workers, and about 2,000 people were mobilized as of yesterday afternoon. They've been working throughout the night, last night and into the day today. The rescue workers have gone on more than 400 helicopter rescue missions, plucking people off of rooftops of their homes, but also cars and other places, wherever they could be that was dry.
Southern China was also devastated by severe flooding, in which more than 200 died and 2.4 million people were displaced. Nationwide, the floods damaged power supplies, ruined crops, affected roads, bridges, and infrastructure. Damage costs were estimated at £400,000. Over 29 million people have been affected by the flood.
Let's get a check now on what's going on with the international weather picture. Mari Ramos joins us. Mari, where are we starting this time?
Oh, we're going to start fairly close to home there for you. Angeli, we're going to start in China this time around. The rains came early for you this year, and they have come in with a vengeance. We've had very heavy rainfall, especially here across southern China, from Fujian province all the way down even into western Guangdong and Guangxi province. This is a huge concern because the rain just keeps coming. Look at these images. Angeli, this is amazing. Look at that. He's carrying a baby, a small child in his arms, trying to cross this flooded river. It's just, my heart stopped when I saw these pictures for the first time. This is just what people are having to go through here after the rain has caused significant flooding across these areas. Guangxi, Fujian, and Sichuan provinces all affected. There were reports of not only massive flooding, but also landslides. Rail links disrupted in Fujian province, and state media is reporting 42 people have been killed since Sunday. Another 36 missing, and they're urging people to, you know what? Stay prepared because more rain is on the way. Look at this next set of pictures right here. This is the huge sinkhole that opened up at a playground at a school in Hunan province. People from around the area were evacuated and they were giving $40 US each to try to find another place to live. Really a serious situation. All of this happening. Look at the buildings crumbling down because of all of the heavy rain that they continue to get in this region.
Another catastrophic natural disaster occurred in Brazil, where over 14 millimeters of rainfall caused severe flooding. At least 42 were killed, 120,000 missing, and 115,000 made homeless as the floods destroyed roads, bridges, and houses of many major destinations. Over 40,000 homes were swept away in the flood.
And our other top story continues to be the situation in Brazil. Amazing, the images that we're getting from here as well, really. To take a look at these pictures, they're saying that many homes have been destroyed, like the ones that you see here, leaving thousands of people just without any kind of shelter. There are rescues ongoing, as you can see there, people stuck on rooftops, helicopters coming down to try to save them. All of this happening in the states of Alagoas and Pernambuco. This is the time of year where they're not supposed to be seeing this much rain. We are expecting some isolated rain showers over the next couple of days. Nothing as heavy as what we saw before. And that's definitely some good news. Relita, back to you.
Well, continued heavy rains and flooding have officials in Brazil concerned about a climbing death toll after 4 days of torrential downpours. Officials now saying 33 people are known dead, but 1,000 are unaccounted for. And officials say 40,000 people are homeless. But local media say the figure is actually much higher. Rain is expected to continue through the day, making rescue and recovery even more difficult as more roads and buildings are washed away.
We at Emmanuel TV and the Synagogue Church of All Nations pray for all the families of those who lost their loved ones and also for those who lost their livelihoods in these natural disasters, that God would comfort them in their grief and give them the grace to bear the loss. We pray for all those affected by these natural disasters, that in these perilous times they would trust Jesus Christ with all their hearts, knowing that God shows himself strong on behalf of those who depend on him. To witness the power of prophecy, join us every Sunday for our live service on Emmanuel TV at 9 a.m. West Africa time, 10 a.m. Central Africa time, 3 p.m. Indo-China time, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 12 a.m. Pacific Time, and 3 a.m. USA Eastern Standard Time. This is Anne reporting for Emmanuel TV. And remember, God is still saying something.